dreadful screams.
Lincoln High was just like any other school. Red brick, old trophies in dusty cases, and that constant smell of floor wax mixed with yesterday's cafeteria pizza. I wasn't exactly popular, but I wasn't a complete ghost either. I found my place in the quiet of the journalism room. Mr. Coleman, the teacher in charge, saw something in me, I guess. He let me help with the school paper and the yearbook. It was my sanctuary. One Friday in October, as everyone was rushing out for the weekend, Mr. Coleman asked me to stay late. The school was hitting its 100th anniversary, and they needed every old yearbook scanned for the celebration. A simple task, he said. By 4 o'clock, the building was eerily quiet. Just me, the hum of the overhead lights, and stacks of dusty yearbooks. I grabbed the first one, 1961, and started flipping through. That's when I saw her. Abigail Winters, long dark hair, straight bangs, a bright smile. There was something in her eyes. It felt like she was looking right at me. I shook it off and grabbed the yearbook for 1972. My heart stopped. There she was again. Same girl, same name, same smile. It made no sense at all. I checked more yearbooks. 1980, 1994, 2007, every decade, every few years, always Abigail. Same smile, same eyes, same haunting expression. I laughed nervously. This has to be a joke, I muttered. I showed Mr. Coleman. He frowned. You're right, he said quietly. Abigail Winters. I remember that name. He paused. Back in the 60s. She disappeared. After a homecoming game. I shivered. The air in the room felt heavier. He waved his hand. Probably nothing, keep scanning. But I couldn't. That night I searched online. Nothing recent, only one old newspaper clipping. October 23, 1963, missing student, Abigail L. Winters, age 15. Last seen leaving Lincoln High after photography club. No leads. No obituary, no follow-up. Nothing. Her eyes seemed sharper on the screen, almost alive. By Monday I arrived early. The halls were silent. I pulled out the yearbooks again. 1998, 2012. Always Abigail. Always in the photography club. Always a sophomore or junior. I told my friend Lauren, "Look at this. It's weird." She laughed. Probably a prank. Maybe the school reuses her picture every few years. Maybe. But it didn't feel like a prank. Later that week, we were taking yearbook photos. I helped Mr. Ellis with the camera. He looked stressed. "We're missing one," he said. "Abigail Winters." I froze. He pointed toward the door. "She's waiting outside." I turned slowly, and there she was. Same hair, same eyes, same haunting smile. She stepped inside. Silent, controlled. Her presence filled the room. The flash went off. When I checked the photo, she wasn't there. Blank space. I tried the student database. Her name, nothing. The computer froze. When it restarted, no record. I told Mr. Coleman. He looked pale. "I told you not to dig too deep," he whispered. My heart raced. I wanted to leave, but I stayed. I had to know. That night, I sat in my room. Laptop open. Yearbook scans everywhere. Her face stared back at me. The same girl from 1961, the same smile, the same eyes. Something wasn't right. I felt watched. Even at home. Windows, mirrors. Every reflection felt wrong. By Thursday, I went back to the school. The journalism room again. Empty halls. Shadows in the corners. I pulled the books off the shelf. I noticed a pattern I hadn't seen before. She was always pictured with the same boy. 1963, 1972, 1980, 1994. Always standing next to a camera. The boy's face looked familiar. Then it hit me. Mr. Coleman. I felt my stomach twist. Something was wrong. I sat down, flipped the pages slowly. She was always there, always with him, always smiling. And I remembered that night, 1963, the night she disappeared. Friday arrived. The school was empty in the afternoon. I stayed late, alone in the journalism room. The lights flickered, the shadows stretched. I scanned more pages, almost done. Then I saw movement in the reflection of the window. A girl, standing behind me. I spun, empty hallway. The scanner beeped, finished the last photo. 1963 Photography Club. There she was. Next to her, a boy with a vintage camera. It was him. Mr. Coleman. I ran. My stomach churned. I didn't stop until I was outside. The next day, he didn't come to school. No explanation. The journalism room stayed locked. I graduated soon after, moved to another state, but sometimes I still check the school's website. They update the staff photos every year. This year, I saw her, photography club advisor. Her face stared back. Same hair, same eyes, same haunting smile. Abigail Winters.
Most kids hate detention. I thought I knew why. Until that night.
I hated detention. Always did. Not because of the teachers, not because of the rules. I hated it because it was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that felt alive. It happened my senior year. I had stayed late at school. Not for punishment. For photography club. Just me in the darkroom. The smell of chemicals. The soft hum of the enlarger. I liked the silence. That day, I lost track of time. Mr. Davis caught me. "You're late," he said. "Detention, now." I groaned. He handed me a slip. I had to stay until 6. It was past 5. I sat in the detention room, empty. Rows of desks, chalk dust in the air. The clock ticked, slow, almost painfully slow. At first, nothing happened. I stared at the floor, the walls, the scratches from years of students. It was just a room, just desks, just a clock ticking. Then I noticed it, a sound, soft, faint, like someone whispering behind me. I turned. Nothing. Empty chairs, empty floor. I chalked it up to nerves. I was tired, maybe imagining things. But then it happened again. Closer this time. A whisper, a sigh, just behind me. I spun around. No one. Just my reflection in the dusty window. I shook my head. Told myself it was fine. Nothing. Just the building settling. Minutes passed. I tried to focus on my phone. Messages, videos. Anything to distract me. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Soft, barely audible. Walking across the linoleum floor. Slow. Methodical. I froze. No one had entered the room. The door was closed, locked from the outside. The footsteps stopped right behind me. I could feel it. A presence. Something heavy. Something watching. I didn't dare turn around. I didn't want to see what was there. Then, a whisper again, but clearer this time. "Leave." I jumped. The words seeming to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. My pulse hammered against my ribs. The room felt smaller, the walls closing in, the air thick and heavy. I tried to stand, the chair scraping against the floor, the sound echoing unnaturally loud, almost like it was laughing at me. Then I saw it, a shadow, moving across the wall. Tall, thin, almost human. But wrong. I blinked, hoping it would vanish. It didn't. It shifted, stretching across the ceiling. A hand reached down, with long, claw-like fingers. I finally screamed. But of course no one came. I was alone. And then, silence. Utter, complete silence. I held my breath, every second stretching into an eternity. At the far end of the room, a door creaked open. Nobody entered, nobody left. It just opened. The shadow I'd been watching flowed across the floor towards it and disappeared into the hallway. That was my cue. I snatched my bag, threw open the door, and just ran. The hallways were empty, my footsteps echoing as the lights above me flickered ominously. I reached the front doors. Locked. I banged on them, screaming until my throat was raw. Finally, the janitor showed up, giving me a look like I'd lost my mind. "Detention's over," he grumbled. I didn't stick around. I bolted home, tried to tell my friends, but they all said it was just my imagination. I never stayed late again, but curiosity eventually got the better of me. Months later, I went back to that room. It was empty, clean, normal. I let out a nervous laugh, feeling foolish, until I saw it. A faint, childlike shadow in the corner, just watching me. I never stayed after school alone again. I always thought my high school was normal. Lincoln High, red brick, old lockers, faded gym banners. I walked those halls every day without thinking twice. I liked the nights best, the quiet, the stillness. Even the janitor said the place felt different after dark. I never believed him. My friends dared me once. "Stay after school alone," they said. "Nothing will happen." I laughed. I agreed. It was senior year, late October. The sun had set. The hallways were empty. Echoes followed my every step. The locker's metal doors creaked. The wind whispered through cracks in the old windows. I was heading to the library. Needed to finish a project. Laptop bag over my shoulder, a stack of books in my hand. I was alone. Then I heard it. A soft knock. Metal on metal. The old trophy case. I stopped. Listened. Nothing. I shrugged, kept walking. The sound came again. Knock. 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 I froze. No one should be here. The janitor had left. I was alone. I tried to laugh it off. Probably a branch hitting the window. Or my imagination. I reached for the door to the library. It opened on its own. Slowly. Creaking. I stepped inside. Heart pounding. The library smelled old. Books. Dust. Polished wood. I set my things down. Laptop open. Started typing. Then I heard it again. Footsteps. Soft. Barely audible. Coming from the back stacks. Slow. Methodical. I froze. The hair on my neck stood up. No one should be here. I called out. "Hello?" Nothing. I tried to concentrate on my project. Typing, clicking, trying not to listen. A whisper. Behind me. "Hey." I spun. Empty stacks. No one there. I laughed nervously. "Great. I'm losing it," I muttered. The whisper came again, closer, clearer. "Hey." I felt it then. A presence, standing behind me, watching. I didn't turn. I couldn't. A cold breath on my neck. I shivered. The hairs on my arms stood straight. I tried to focus. Laptop screen, bright letters. Then something moved. A shadow. Thin, tall, between the shelves, sliding along the floor. I swallowed hard, heart racing. I reached for my bag, a hand. Pale, long fingers, touched my shoulder. I spun, empty. The library was silent. Too silent. I ran to the door, pulled on the handle. Locked, of course. The shadow moved closer, came from the far corner, creeping along the floor. I ran to a table, hiding behind it, heart hammering. Whispers now everywhere. "Don't leave. Stay. Forever." I peeked. The shadow stretched. Then it stopped. The whispers stopped. Perfect silence. I didn't move. I couldn't. Then the lights flickered. Bright, dark, bright. I blinked. A figure emerged. Pale. Young girl. Long, dark hair. Eyes too dark. A smile. Abigail Winters. I froze. It couldn't be. I remembered the yearbook, the decades, her smile, her eyes. She was gone. And yet, she was here. I wanted to run. My legs wouldn't move. She walked closer. No sound. Floating. Graceful. Terrifying. She reached out. I flinched. A voice. Soft, childlike. Why did you stay? I shook my head. I was just finishing my project. She smiled wider, eyes hollow, hands outstretched. Now you stay too. I tried the door. Locked. I screamed. Nothing. She drifted closer, closer to me. The whispers returned. All around. All at once. Impossible to escape. I tripped. Fell. Books scattered. Pages fluttering. Dust rising. I opened my eyes. Empty room. Books on the floor. Laptop screen still glowing. Door unlocked. I ran. Through the hallways. Past lockers. Past empty classrooms. Never looked back. I left the school. Never went back at night. Ever. Months later, during a school reunion, I saw her. Pale face, dark eyes. Smile. Among the stacks. I blinked. Gone. I still wake at night, hearing whispers, feeling cold breath, knowing she is there, waiting. For anyone who stays too late, Lincoln High is never empty. Not really. Not at night. Because Abigail Winters never left.